Crowd estimates vary. Some say over 1,000, some say over 2,000, one said almost 3,000. Nevertheless, the biggest crowd this reporter's ever seen for any demonstration at City Hall in North Bay in more than 30 years. From the Ivory Coast to North Bay, here's Justine Gagoa's take on the day, its meaning, and its future impact.
We still have to keep pushing, and this is not a situation for one race only. It's not about the black people. It's about humanity. What are we going to leave to our children as a heritage? What kind of future or present we're preparing for our kids? So I guess it's following me from Africa to here.
And meanwhile, the two teenagers who organized this event were staggered by the turnout.
I honestly haven't had a chance to process it yet. This is insane. I love the fact that there was this much support for the movement in North Bay. We definitely weren't expecting it, but we love to see it. Definitely so heartwarming to see so many people of different ethnicities, different races come together for this issue, because it is so important and it affects each and every one of us. And this is just the first step to accomplishing equality.
The last 17 years of being a black man has led to a lot of anger and a lot of discomfort in the system that I have to live in. So it's not just about George Floyd. It's about the fact that after 400 years of fighting for equality, stuff like the events of George Floyd, of Regis Paquette, of Ahmaud Arbery are still happening.
And on the other front, there is a pandemic still going on. Social distancing nearly impossible in a scenario like this, but George says they tried to do the best they could.
So it was definitely one of our goals, and we did realize that with the amount of people that we were expecting, it wouldn't be possible at all times, but the amount of people that we got, it was next to impossible to make sure that everyone was social distancing. Thankfully, everyone did come with a mask, and people that didn't have a mask came to us and asked for one. So the people were protected in that sense. But yeah, we definitely were trying to make sure that people were still being safe.
To write a speech, but I figured that I'd just tell you guys my experiences instead of writing a speech. I've been in North Bay for 3 years now. Never been alone by myself. There's a lot to learn.
Spin the clock ahead about 3 hours. This is the scene at the North Bay waterfront on Saturday night, shortly after 6 p.m. Another huge crowd watching, listening, and learning.
In South Africa, he was killed.
This retired North Bay High School teacher compelled to come out and offer her support.
It's fun to see the young generation picking this up, because they're the ones who are going to suffer from this, okay? I've had racism too in my life, but today silence is not a rule of the law now.
Ron Smith came from Ohio 60 years ago to live in Canada. He says the situation racially is better in this nation, but there's still a lot of work to be done.
They're better in certain areas, but I think they're in some areas in Canada, I think they're still bad, and in the United States is worse.